Struggling. Yeah, because you're looking around trying to figure out how to get out of the valley when God's trying to speak to you and lead you through the valley. And that is so important. Well, I never hear God's voice. You're right, because you're functioning by sight and not by hearing. About valleys that are out of our control. What do I mean by that? Medical issues. I mean, some things happen medically to us that we can't control. That's not a valley that God... Bad things happen to good people. That's not a valley. You say, well, I'm going through this thing. God's taking me through. No, that's just part of life. You know, God didn't mean for that thing to hit you. But He takes you through some valleys in time. And we're going to talk about it. I'm being slow and methodical here to lay this out for us because I think sometimes Christians have this belief that if I'm in that valley, I screwed up. But there's people say, well, I'm just in this valley. There are some valleys that we do that we take wrong turns in. Sinful valleys, credit cards, debts. I mean, just foolish things that we do. Good. So here's what we're talking about this morning. I'm talking about valleys that God sends us into that we can't avoid, but we can wiggle out of if we choose. God sent me there to teach me something, but we can wiggle out of them. How can we wiggle out of them? The devil always offers shortcuts. The devil always offers you a compromise for you to get out of what God has intended for your life. What do I mean? Isaiah 48:10. See, I have refined you, though not as silver. I have tested you in the furnace of affliction. God's taking us through. That's what happens in life. And part of that affliction, part of that furnace of affliction is God says, trust me in this because I'm going to refine you. I'm going to make you better when you come out on the other side in the midst of it. But we can wiggle out of it. Well, I'm done.